Welcome to Louis Vuitton Moe Annecy. With me, Hafilda Estiningtyas. Here, I would like to deliver interim financial statement from the first half performance. As we all know, ever since the end of 2017, the only declared major shareholder in the LVMH was Arnold Family Group, the holding company of Bernard Arnault, the chairman and the CEO. These groups' control amounted to almost 48% of LVMH stock and almost 64% of the voting rights. LVMH, as the world's most valuable luxury goods conglomerate, we are keen in representing the most refined qualities of Western art de vivre, or the art of living worldwide. These indeed symbolize the elegance and creativity in every product, along with preservation to heritage, combined with dynamic engagement of modernity in order to create such exquisite self-worth. Therefore, our long-term vision is to ensure the development of our maison by enacting four main values: be creative and innovative, deliver excellence, cultivate an entrepreneurial spirit, and be committed to positive impact. Not only that we hold clear stance of ethical responsibility in business, but LVMH is proud to say that we play such a distinctive role of social and environmental responsibilities, as we can see here selections of programs. We are more than happy to incubate ideas and great individuals on our programs ranging from leadership and entrepreneur to art and culture initiative. 31 legacy houses and 75 houses. From the LV bags you are carrying, Tag and Tiffany you are wearing, Hennessy you are drinking, or in Plug you are staying, there is no doubt that LVMH is able to remain focused on strengthening desirability of our brands, quality, and distribution of our best products. Turning to this slide, I would like to make a few points, highlighting the first half of LVMH performance. The first one is the outstanding growth at the beginning of the year, which is probably the most important part since it keeps us afloat during this uncertain health crisis. This remarks strong growth momentum after a severely disrupted year in 2020, especially shown in number 2, excellent performance from fashion and leather goods business group, especially LV, Dior, Fendi, Loewe, and Celine. Gaining record levels of revenue with organic growth of 81% compared to 2020 and 38% compared to 2019. Number 3, the United States and Asia are up sharply since the start of the year, while Europe is experiencing a gradual recovery. Next, we managed to have successful integration of Tiffany & Co. that actually performed extremely well since the acquisition. Number 5, we have such strong growth in direct sales to customers in both remote and in-store locations. Next, our travel, retail, and hotel activities still held back by the limited recovery in international travel. However, although we have limitations in that operation, our operating free cash flow is still an exception. And here from the data, we can infer that LVMH experienced steady growth from 2016 to 2018. Although COVID-19 plummeted the revenue, but we are able to adjust, pick ourselves up, and have a drastic growth right after. As you can see here, there is an increase of Q2 from 2019 and to 2020, where 2021 is the highest quarter 2. That is why we predict that at the end of the year, it should surpass the peak revenue of 2019 in 53.670. 2021 is a prime and rebound year for LVMH, where in the last quarter it is highly possible for us to gain around 56,000 in revenue. And from the number here, Asian market is dominating and growing due to the high base Asian culture as one among so many reasons. Next, let us take a look on each business group later. The first one we have is wines and spirits. This business group recorded organic revenue growth of 44% in the first half of 2021 compared to the same period of 2020 and 2019. Profit from recurring operations was up 20% compared to the first half of 2019. Champagne volumes rose 10% compared to the first half of 2019, driven by the good momentum in Europe and the US. Hennessy Cognac volumes increased by 6% compared to 2019, limited by supply constraints. China, which was the first market to have been impacted by a pandemic in early 2020, experienced a strong rebound, over the first half of this year. In Japan and the US hold up. LVMH took a 50% equity stake in the Champagne Maison Armand de Brilliant. The second one is our iconic fashion and leather goods, which take part as LVMH's biggest contributor. This Maison recorded organic revenue growth of 81% in the first half of 2020 compared to the same period of 2020. Organic revenue growth compared to the first half of 2019 was 38%, and profit from recurring operations was up 74% compared to the first half of 2019 and represents more than 3 times that of 2020. LV, driven as always by its creativity and the artisanal excellence of its product, deliver remarkable performance and maintain its profitability at such exceptional level. Due to the desirability of its iconic designs, purchases of many are subject to a waiting list. The Maison continues to offer its customers a unique experience, whether in its stores or through its many original initiatives. Moving on to our perfumes and cosmetics. This business group recorded organic revenue growth of 37% in the first half of 2021 compared to the same period of 2020. Organic revenue was down 3% compared to the first half of 2019. Profit from recurring operations was up 1% compared to the first half of 2019. The group's major brands have maintained a policy of selective distribution, unlike many competitors who have increased their proportion of discounted sales or sales in parallel networks as a means of supporting their revenues. Our brands are benefiting from continued growth in online sales, partially offsetting the impact of the suspension of international travel and the closures of many points of sales. Number 4, our watches and jewelries. This business group recorded organic revenue growth of 71% in the first half of 2021 compared to the same period in 2020 and 5% compared to that in 2019, excluding Tiffany & Co. Profit from recurring operations was up 122% compared to this first half of 2019 and 27% excluding the effect of the integration of Tiffany. The first half saw the integration for the first time of iconic jewelry Maison Tiffany, which was benefited from the new team's focus on its iconic products. Honoring its long-standing tradition of expressing love and diversity, the Maison has successfully launched its first engagement ring for men, the Charles Tiffany setting. While in watchmaking, Tag Heuer signed a major partnership with Porsche and launched the Carrera Porsche chronograph to mark the occasion. Official watch for the Euro 2020, Hublot enjoyed high visibility during the second quarter. Turning to the next one, selective retailing. In selective retailing, organic revenue was up 12% compared to the first half of 2020 and down 25% compared to the first half of 2019. Profit from recurring operations was once again positive, but was down 82% compared to the first half of 2019. Sephora achieved a good level of performance in a commercial environment which was impacted by store closures in several countries in Europe. Online sales continue to progress all over the world. A strategic partnership has been signed by Zalando, which is expected to launch in Germany by the end of the year. DFS continued to be impacted by the lack of recovery in international travel to most destinations. Following an ambitious renovation program, faithful to the history of this flagship store and maintaining high environmental standards. And the reopening of Les Samaritains on June 23rd was a historic success. Lastly, for other activities, although without thorough explanation on data like previous houses, we can inform you that the loss from recurring operations of this Maison was improved by 25 million euros if compared to June 30th, 2020. And this is how we're doing the general accounting as a whole by utilizing responsibility accounting. It is a general target reading and categorized by cost center, revenue center, profit center, and investment center. LVMH Louis Louis Vuitton, the world's leading high-quality products group, recorded revenue of 28.7 billion euros in the first half of 2021, as seen here, up by 56% compared to the same period in 2020. Organic revenue growth was 53% compared to 2020 and 11% compared to 2019. This performance reflects accelerated growth in the second quarter of 2021, which saw organic revenue increase by 14% compared to 8% in the first quarter. The table on the bottom presented revenue evolution by regions. Next, for profit from recurring operations was 7.632 million euros for the first half of 2021, up by 44% compared to the first half of 2019 and more than 4 times higher than that of 2020. Operating margin reached 26.6%, up by 5.5 points compared to 2019. Profit from recurring operations for the fashion and leather goods business group stood at 5,660 million euro for the first half, more than 3 times that of 2020 and up 74% compared to 2019. Group share of net profit amounted to 5,289 million euros, up 62% compared to 2019 and 10 times higher than 2020. Operating free cash flow exceeded 5 billion euros, more than 3 times that of 2019. In the graphical financial structure here, we can translate it into the facts that the integration of Tiffany & Co. increased intangible assets and inventories. The disbursement of Tiffany's acquisition also increased the net financial debt. An increase in total equity is linked to net result and impact of currency change. Within the context of emerging from the health crisis, this group will be relying on the exceptional quality of its products and the excellence of their distribution. Our strategy of focusing on the highest quality across all our activities, combined with the dynamism and unparalleled creativity of our teams, will enable us to reinforce LVMH global leadership position in luxury goods once again in 2021. LVMH has managed to recover its stock price of 439 euro by November 2020, and on 13th of August, it peaked at 709 euro. Now its value is at 653 euro by 13th of October. The company can grow due to the fashion industry itself during COVID-19. LVMH, as a powerhouse, somewhat benefited from the pandemic by purchasing other luxurious businesses like American jewelry company, the Tiffany & Co., for example. The company remained vigilant and aggressive during the pandemic since it did not submit to the harmful conditions. It stays consistent and authentic to its means. LVMH did not take a step back despite a setback. With that behavior and strategy, it has undoubtedly paid off. LVMH is growing at a steady and consistent rate. The company and market manage their rebound reasonably stable. The behavior towards its stocks is safe for an annual investment hold and fair to practice its healthy momentum trade. Alright, dearest audiences, loyal customers and shareholders of LVMH, we've finally reached at the end of the report. The full version of this interim financial statement is available online for you to access. Thank you for the time being. With me, Hafilda Estiningtyas, and LVMH would like to wish you good health, happiness, and have a good day.